Hello, my friends. Greetings once more. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Nzilani. I am a healed healer, or I am a healing and transformation life coach, and I'm the founder of Angelic Achievers. Kindly, before we go on, subscribe to my channel because you need to. You need to because you need to heal yourself. You need to heal your life. And you need to transform. You need to heal also those around you. You need to work on yourself. You need to really do the work. And I'm here to help you do the work. I'm here to help you throughout your journey. I've been there, done that, and I am all good. I am so happy. I'm living a fulfilling life. I am living in abundance because I managed to I managed to transform. I managed to heal a wound that was quite tough or hard or very painful. So I want you to do the same for yourself because it is possible. I'm here to show you that it is possible. I'm here to help you realize that all that you want can still be achieved because you can still transform to a super achiever. But you first need to heal that wound that you feel. You first need to heal yourself. You first need to to acknowledge that you've gone through trauma, you've gone through a journey, you've gone through a process that have made you to the person that you are right now, the person that could be going through whatever, a hard situation. And I'm talking from a point where I have been coaching people and I've realized that so many people are stuck in either toxic relationships or in a heartbreak that happened many years ago, probably when you were a child and you're still there. And I just realized that if I don't come out and help you guys, then who will? So today's topic is about red flags, and I want to talk in particular about red flags that I saw with my ex-husband. So, and it's husband in quotes. Don't worry, it's because it was a husband in quotes anyway. Because when you get into a relationship with someone who is not present, then that person is not real. So that's why I call him husband in quotes. And I'm not mincing my words. I know that, after I shared my story, he called me and he was asking me, how could you, why are you spoiling my name? And I just realized that this guy is still a narcissist, that he doesn't realize the pain that he has caused me, my child, actually my children, because even his own son was born in his absence and doesn't know him, and he still feels that he has never wronged me. So gosh, some of these things are tiring. I know there are so many people in such situations because as I do my work and as I coach people into their own healing process, I realize that so many people are stuck in similar situations. Somebody is wronging you day in, day out, but they don't have the remorse. They don't feel like they've done anything to you. They keep on asking you, what have I done to you for me to deserve, all this? What have I done to you for me to for me to go through what you're putting me through? What have I done to you? Like what he asked me, what did I do to you? Oh gosh, if you don't know my story, please go and watch it. It's on my channel. It's also on Tuko Talks. It's on so many channels, and but in my channel you can still see my story and see what I'm talking about. So this guy still feels that he never wronged me, or he's so blind to even see inside himself. He's so blind to see or to feel anything. It's just crazy, you know. And like just the other day, I was talking to a lady that I'm coaching, and she was feeling the same, that her husband doesn't realize that he's hurt her for many, many years, and she stood by him even after all that. The other day, I was also talking to another young couple. The guy was being violent. He's had children outside marriage, and he's still asking the wife, "What did I do for me to deserve this kind of treatment?" Very exhausting. Anyway, so my red flag number one. Today we are talking about red flags. The red flags I saw and I ignored. So I found myself in the situation that I was in. So if you're in a certain situation, or situationship with somebody, then there's something that you saw and ignored, or there's something you're still seeing and ignoring, or assuming, or thinking that you're the better than his mother or her mother, that you can correct it, or you can help him correct. Hmm. It hardly happens. And I think it can only happen in very special situations and very few situations. I'm not saying that everything is cast on stone, like what I'm going to say, but it's good to always, you know, um, have a second thought. And it's also very good and very important to listen to your intuition. So my number one red flag that I saw happened on day one, and it was the fact that this guy never took charge of the whole relationship. He never took charge because he I remember he called me, yes, but he was the first one to call me, and I met him through a friend. So this friend connected me to him, and I trusted that he is a good person, because the friend who connected me to him used to play in his football club in Ghana, back in Ghana. So the guy is Ghanaian, I'm Kenyan. So he was playing in his club, and he when he was here, this guy now visited Kenya with other footballers. He had left his club and come to play in Kenya. So he, when he introduced me to this guy, I was going to help him. I was going to assist him, because this friend now wanted me to talk to this guy, his chairman, his club chairman, to just assure him that he's a good person. I've known him for some time, and he can still play. He still plays football, so it's okay if you can manage him. So helping a friend. So I meet this guy, and later, now the first day, I remember we spoke on phone and agreed that I go pick him. So I picked him and we went for dinner. I was with my sister. My sister didn't like him day one. I think the appearance, and also he was all over me. That person you meet and he's just coming, hugging you, and the way he's speaking, calling you my wife, my woman, and you just met. That's red flag. So we went for dinner, and when we finished having dinner, we waited. I'm just saying that we need to go. We need to go. We are going. It's getting late. And I remember I took the check and I just paid. And he didn't say anything. He didn't even offer to assist. And I think it's good for us women to realize that we are the prize. We are the prize. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. There are things that we try to change as human beings because of so much westernization. We try to change, we try to ignore, we try to polish them, but it is clear that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, meaning that it doesn't say that she who finds a husband finds a good thing. No, it just says that you find your wife, then you find a good thing, and you love your wife, or you love your woman. So that shows you that you as the man need to take charge. We always think that money is the one that takes charge. Money is the one that, um, will help us take control. But you can take that woman into under your control, under your kingdom, because you are the king. So you take her to your kingdom and, be the one in charge. And being in charge, you don't have to have, a big castle for you to say that I, I'm in charge. We could have gone to a hotel that he can afford, but he did not request that. He did not offer that. He just went along with my. And also, he could have said that I can't afford this kind of food, so can we have this? And if somebody truly loves you, a woman who truly loves you, or she's humble enough, she will accept you as you are. And it's better to be yourself than to have, to live a lie. So that was my number one red flag. I I saw it, but I ignored. I should have seen it as a red flag number one, and just open up my eyes to see what else is coming. Now, my number two red flag is the fact that he was very controlling. He used to control everything I do, everything I wear, everywhere I go. He was even slightly shorter than me, so he would ask me not to wear any shoe with a heel so that he would feel comfortable. Short men, we're not saying anything against you, but really just be yourself. Love yourself as you are, and don't make your woman feel like, let her do it by her choice, but don't control it. So I stopped wearing my heels and started wearing my rubbers and my flat shoes and, sandals and all that, so that I don't have to cause a problem. And it wasn't just that was just the smallest kind of control I could see. So that happened. I stopped going visiting my friends. I stopped visiting my family. Every time I visit my sisters, it would be phone call after phone call. So what time are you leaving? What time are you coming? What time are you, why are you taking so much time there? What do you guys talk about? So all that control. And he also started feeling like maybe he needs to be with me when I'm going to work. So I would go to the site. I was a construction contractor when I met him. I still am. Well, the business went down because of what he did to me. When all that happened, the business went down. But I have revived my construction company right now as we speak. So yay! And I have my first two jobs. So yay! So I'm so happy that things are getting back online. But anyway, that's not the story right now. We will get back there next time. So the control was there. He would follow me to work and just interfering with the way I'm communicating with my workers in the site, and also just wanted to be all around me. So we would spend time together almost 24/7. So now it was even too controlling, because after some time, a few weeks, he moved into my house. He would visit and go. Sometimes he would sleep over. And now it became like, why do I have to go? And I'm your husband. Weeks after weeks. So me being me, I just allowed him to stay, and he stayed, and he became my husband. Oh God. So now we started being a family. We started looking for a baby and on all that. My red flag number 3, we will get back to that story. It's just a messy story here and there, but I will just try to be on track because of time, and just share the red flags because there are many. There are many. My number 2 red flag that I saw was the insults. He would insult me. He would call me names. He would tell me that I'm not good enough. He would, I remember one time he told me that, because he had been to my village, so he told me that, what is it that you know or have? Your people have nothing. Because we went to my village. I grew up from a very humble background, and my parents were teachers, so we had this big house, but very little in the house, and it was not even a complete house because of, I think after they constructed it, the money issues, and we were many, so taking care of us. But we had a good shelter, we had a good life, according to me. And but he felt like, or maybe he just, because I've never been to their place, I don't even know where he grew up. So he would tell me that, what do you know? What? And then laugh very sarcastically. So i would I would just feel bad and not say anything about it. So the insults came. Instead of handling it, the day one that insulted me, I ignored it. I did not pay attention to that. So I would urge you, women, and also, men who go through similar situations. An insult is an insult. Anyone who insults you, and a man, when you insult your wife, you're insulting yourself. Because I remember one time he used to call me a fool. He used to tell me that I'm a fool. And then I started just asking myself, if I'm a fool, then why are you with me? And you know that I am a fool. Then it means you're the bigger fool. So, but by the time I was, putting my foot down on the insults, it had gone so far. So you need, if he insults you day one, day two, he will still insult you. The next time he will slap you, and the next time he will beat you up. So it's good to know when it is starting, and just be very firm and explain that, no, you cannot tell me this. You cannot hurt me this way. You can't say this about me, because I know myself. I know better. I deserve better. So don't be insulted and just, sit there, or think that it's going to be okay, or think that this man he didn't mean it, because they do it, and we always give excuses for them. Number 4 red flag was the fact that he would communicate a lot in his language, a lot. And it's this challenge about, there's a challenge about language barrier. And when we are in a marriage where both of you don't understand each other's language, it's very important for you to, as a spouse, as the other partner, to make your wife or your husband feel comfortable. So he would always, all the time he's speaking to his family, to his friends back in Ghana, he would speak in his language. So that for me should have told me that I'm not welcome in that discussion. I'm not welcome in what is going on. And when you're married to somebody, we are supposed to be friends with that person. And if you're friends with somebody, then what is there to hide, really? So I did not see it that way. I didn't see that he would, I was too trusting. I trusted him so much that I lost myself in the trust, and I lost, and he took advantage of the trust and sabotaged everything. So the language barrier was, for me, I think it's good when there's a language barrier for you to include the other person in the discussion. Even when I was trying to learn their language, I wasn't welcome because he wasn't teaching me what I needed to learn. So that now, when looking back now, I realized that he didn't want me to to understand the things that he was discussing with his family and his friends back at home. Now, if I had known some of these things that he was saying, I would have known that he had a wife. I would have known that he's lying. I would have known that the things that he said he had were, lies. So I would have known all the lies, but he did not include me in the discussion because there was a lot to hide. My number 5 point is that when somebody is cheating on you, or somebody is lying to you or hiding something, they always have their phone with a lot of passwords. They also have, like when you're together, they put their phone upside down, or the phone is always in the pocket, or there's always, the phone is always on flight mode when they're at home. There are people that you can never call at night, even when you are going through an emergency, because their phones are off and they don't want either their partner to know what is going on. So this guy would have his phone, either it's off, or it's on silent mode, or just it's on flight mode, or many times he would just pick and go outside and speak there. So the phone language, it's very important to be, to master, to just get to understand what is going on. So I remember one time asking him, if I would look at your phone right now, would I find, or would, if anyone, because it's not my behavior to look at a man's phone. That one is a no for me. I don't do that. I can never do that, because whatever it is that you're looking for, the fact that you sense that there's something to look at, there's always something to find. So if you think that there's something, then there is something. You don't really need evidence. You don't really need to look for it in the phone. So I always used to tell him that anything that you're hiding from me, it will come to me at the right time. Anything that you're hiding from me, it will come. So it came. Everything came to pass. Everything came to to the open. Many times he would have women out there, and instead of me pushing to know, I would just let it go. I pray about it, and somebody would call me. A woman would call me. I can count up to about 5 women who called me throughout this relationship. I don't know why, but they would call me and just ask me, are you dating this guy, or are you still married to him, because we have something and we want to take it to the next level? And I would still excuse him because of my red flag number 6. He was very apologetic, but he never he never changed his behavior. So when somebody apologizes but they don't change their behavior, then it shows that they are not really sorry. So he would apologize, and even the way he would apologize was just very funny. This guy was just a comedian. When I look back, is when I realized that, why was I condoning all this? Because he would come home, and maybe a woman has called me, and he's already aware that somebody has called me and told me something. And he would come home, and he just comes to me and starts crying. He starts crying. So he would cry and cry, and take the Bible and start saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I swear with my life. I swear. And I can remember there's one thing he used to say that if God knows, oh no, if I am lying right now, yeah, if I'm lying right now, may God strike me dead. Can you imagine? And that is somebody who knows that is lying. Or they would say that I swear with my mother's life, or I swear with my blood, I swear with, my whole family be wiped if I am lying. Oh gosh, so exhausting. So sometimes he would even sleep on the floor and just cry. Women, I know. I have, I've had so many of such stories because when I tell a woman that, my ex husband used to say that he used to cry when he's maybe he's done something wrong, and he would even sleep on the floor and cry, and they would say, "Mine too." It's so funny. Well, yeah, they make mistakes, serious mistakes, and they come and apologize in a very crazy manner, in a very funny way, and then the following day they are back to to that thing that they were they wanted to do, or they were doing, or they've been doing. So it became a routine and a routine, and I kept on forgiving and forgiving and forgiving, and it never changed. So if you have forgiven, the first time, the second time, really, you're just playing with yourself. You need to know that there has to be an end. There has been to be an end to, to all that nonsense, and accept that this person is like this. So I need to know what is good for me. I need to know what is good for me, and embrace myself first, and heal myself and get out if I have to, because it's not going to change. You can never change an adult, and the only way to change any human being is to change yourself. Sometimes changing yourself is calling it quits, or taking a walk. And so many marriages break up and come back together because when you let something you love go, it shows that you really love that thing to let it free. So if you love that man, that woman so much, let them free. Let them, go. Let them free themselves. Let them go. And when it is meant to be, you guys will find yourself to get back together. Now from a better position. But when you stay there stuck in toxicity, that's why we find people killing each other. Because love now starts turning to hate, to anger, to all these things. So you need to love yourself enough to let the other person go. And when they go, if they're meant for you, they will come back. If they're not meant for you, then good riddance. Okay? I don't know where we are. I think we're at number 7. This man used to disrespect so many people around me. I remember we would go to, simple places like the market, and we are buying groceries, and this guy, um, just maybe because he's bargaining too much and we get discounts, and after we get discounts we would go, and when we are walking away he just says an insulting word to that person, or he would just insult anyone, even his own the footballers that were working for him. He would insult them. I know he would insult me. He disrespected everyone around them. So I was too blind. I did not see, even when he disrespected my child by coming to sleep in my house when my child was there. That was disrespect. He disrespected my parents when we went to the to visit them. He came. I funded everything, and I remember him the lies that he told, and sometimes, because my father could see through him. As a man, he could see through this other man, and he I remember at one point I asked him, so if you are 40 years old and you don't have a child, you don't have a wife, you don't have a girlfriend back in your country, so what have you been doing with your life? Why is it that you have never settled? At 30 years, I mean at 40 years, you haven't settled. Not knowing that even the 40 years was a lie. There's nothing I know that was truth about this guy, except for the fact that he was married much later, that I came to know much later. So disrespect for him was part of him. He disrespected everyone around them. I remember he even would disrespect teachers in my son's school. He would just say things that are so mean to them. And when somebody is, insulting everyone around you or talking ill about everyone around you, they too talk about ill about yourself, about you too. So you're not any special. The way you treat others out there talks a lot about you as a person. So the way you talk about other people out there, it's the same way you're going to talk about this person. So let us stop feeling like we are special because we are in a relationship with this person, with a person who is toxic. If he's toxic out there, he's going to be toxic in here. So ignoring it, pretending that it's not happening, or it doesn't make you feel, hurt, or that one is, looking for trouble. You're looking for trouble. So do not ignore when you see that he's disrespecting other people. I remember he would even disrespect people like in the garage, in matatus, policemen, because he was always a crook. One time he drove my car without insurance, and by the time I got to the police station, he was already locked up because of the way he was speaking to the policeman, and he's a foreigner. Anyway, number 8, he had zero effort to support me in my business. Instead, he sabotaged it. So he put zero effort to help me, or to just show support for my business. Instead, he was like, how much did you get? So can we do this now on his business? How much do you have in your accounts? So can we do this and this and this? So he would come up with plans for how to put money in his business, how to put money in his account, so that he can do his, I don't know what he was doing with the money, because in a very short time, within a year, we used more than 1.5 million Kenya shillings. That's what, $15,000? Is it? Yeah. Yeah. So I was trying to calculate in my head. Anyway, so that money, and it's not coming back. It's just going out and going out and going out, and to the point of even selling my car. And this car would have helped me to support my business. Of course, it's what I was using for my business. So he never really showed any support. And when you meet somebody, and like I said before, a man needs to take charge. And one way of taking charge and loving your wife is showing her support for what she's doing. So instead of supporting me, he sabotaged my business. He sabotaged everything that I was doing. So he never really, I did everything to support him, to support his business, to support his footballers. And I can say I got zero support in response, or from his side to my side. So it's good to know when somebody is not for you. They don't really show any interest in what you're doing. Yeah, so those who, I remember many women tell me that he doesn't want me to work, he wants me to sit at home. He doesn't want me to work. He wants me to, to take care of the children. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking care of children, but let it be your own will. Let it be your own will, women. It shouldn't be like you're being forced to do something that you don't want to do. And one way of being, one way to be able to put your foot down or to make the right decisions is to empower yourself. Empower yourself. Heal those things that have made you attract the kind of people that you're attracting, the kind of vibe that you're attracting. Heal those wounds. Heal your past. Heal your childhood. And I'm here to help you to heal from all that is going on in your life, that victimhood, that maybe things that happen to you when you're a child, like some cases of maybe rape when you're a child, and now they're affecting how you relate with your husband, how you relate with men around you. Those are things that if you don't heal, they keep on escalating. Any pain that is not healed never goes away. Any pain that is never healed, it just grows. It will hibernate, and you keep on putting in things that keep on making it even bigger. And the bigger it gets, the harder it gets to heal. And with time, this thing will explode. With time, it will explode on you. Oh, my camera is going down. Okay, I think we are back. Yeah, the light is back. Sorry about that. Anyway, so we are back on red flags. So my red flag number 9 is that he used to brag a lot. Bragging, feeling holier than thou, feeling better than anybody and everybody around you. I remember we would go to places and we are looking for work, and he's showing off what he knows, how much he knows more than these people, and telling them, oh, back in Ghana, we do this, and Ghanaians are like this and this and that. And you're in somebody's country and you're asking for work. What makes you think that you're more special than anyone else? And every time I would tell him, you don't have to keep on, to show them that you know so much. Let us go straight to the point about the work, about the business, what you want to do, what you want to achieve. I remember one time he wanted to, he was talking of, having a talk show, football talk show. Well, it was a very viable idea, but the way he presented it, of course, it didn't go through. They didn't listen. No, they were just looking at him, and I could tell body language. I could tell that they're just looking at me and wondering, woman, what are you doing with this guy? I don't want to call names. Well, so bragging, empty debates, they make the loudest noise. So he was always that person who knows the answers to everything. Even if it is guesswork, he knows. Even if it is whatever, any kind of thing, he knows. About the media, he knows. About football, he knows everything. He has the solutions. About construction, he has the solutions. About what? So many things. He always had the solution to everything. Every single thing that would come up. So I should have seen that this is somebody who is never wrong, who will never accept that he's wrong. I remember that after I shared my story, what he told me, I shared my story on Tuko Talks, and he said that he called me and said, why are you spoiling my name, in the media? What did I do to you? And I was like, did I even mention your name? because I still have a choice of going to mention your name and sharing your photos for everyone in the world to know who you are and what, you know, and what you do and what you've done to me and to other women, not just me. But anyway, it wasn't worth it. So I told him that, what did I say that has, that means that I have talked about you? And he just, I don't know. I felt like this person doesn't even feel sorry. Can you imagine asking me, what did I do to you? After all that he did, after finding me with my son, living well in a big house, saving money to buy a house, having a car and a business, and many clients and good friends, and love from family, to a mother of two, just with a suitcase of clothes. And he still feels that he never did anything to me. Well, that's what narcissists do. I've heard so many stories out there when I'm doing my work about women going through similar circumstances. Somebody hurts you, somebody takes advantage of you, but they feel like they've done nothing, or they behave, they ask you, what did I do to you? So that is a red flag that I should have seen about, bragging about, talking too much, empty debes, never feeling sorry for disrespecting people, disrespecting my family, disrespecting my friends, and all these things. So I think my last red flag is that these people who talk negatively about other people, including their exes, when you are in a relationship, in a new relationship, it doesn't add any value to you to spoil another person's name or to say negativity about the other person. So he would tell me, insult his exes, talk about how bad they were, how bad, all those things. But he never had any point for him to take responsibility of anything that happened between them, or that made the relationship not to work. So that was a red flag, but I ignored. I did not pay attention to that. I was wrong. I should have asked myself, so what was your contribution into the failure of this relationship? What was your contribution? Because it takes two to tango. It takes two to be together, and it takes two to be apart, or to get apart, to grow apart. So it's good to always acknowledge that, yes, I have had my share of wrongs, my share of mistakes. Like, I have acknowledged my share of mistakes in this relationship, that I did not, that this relationship that did not work or never really existed. It was like a shadow or something. It was never the real thing. So it's good to acknowledge. And for me, I acknowledge my mistakes were that I was too blind to open my eyes. I fell in love and I ignored. I put all my sixth senses aside. I fell in love and I ignored the fact that I was a mother of a child who I needed to take care of. I needed to save money for. I needed to, to work hard for. I ignored all that. I fell in love, and the voice of my parents or my elders or the people who loved me I became deaf to their voice. That was a mistake. I fell in love, and I stopped loving myself, and instead the love that I had for myself, I gave it to this other person, hoping and thinking that they will reciprocate. But it doesn't work like that. You have to show people how to love you by loving yourself, by the way you love yourself. So the fact that I gave up everything for this person showed that I do not love myself. It's a subconscious way of communication. So it showed that I do not love myself, so I do not deserve love. Well, I can say that he wasn't cut out for that kind of love. He wasn't there for that kind of love. But if I loved myself enough, then all this that came to pass wouldn't have. But yet again, I have come to acknowledge my mistakes, accepted what happened, and fell in love with myself again. And I love my sons to death. I love my children to death, because without them, I don't know who I would be. I think I glow better when I'm a mother, and I look at motherhood as a gift, because God trusted me enough to make me a co-creator with Him. He trusted me enough to make me a custodian for a human being that He created, somebody who has purpose for God, and yet I am the one in charge, taking care of everything and making sure that they become better people, and they are able to serve. They are able to, to grow to a point of embracing life, embracing themselves, loving themselves, and knowing who they are and meant to be in God's eyes. So I think that's the end of my discussion today. Red flags and what I saw, what I ignored. There might be some that you've seen in your life that relate to what I'm talking about. You could be going through a certain situation that maybe you are seeing similar things, or even maybe there are other things that I've not mentioned that you're seeing, and they're not making you a better person. So ask yourself, will I be a better person in this toxicity, or should I get out, or should I, ask yourself questions, and always ask yourself this question. If my friend, my best friend, was stuck in such kind of a relationship, would I advise them to stay? And then tell yourself that you are your best friend, so you deserve better. You deserve happiness. You deserve to be happy. You deserve, to think straight. You deserve to become a super achiever. And there's no way you're going to become a super achiever when you're stuck in a toxic relationship, or stuck in adversity. So I'm here. Call me, subscribe to my channel, write me an email. I am here. I will be ready to serve you, ready to help you walk through your own journey of healing. Learn how to be able to do the work. Learn how to be able to embrace yourself and love yourself, so that we can learn how to love you by the way you love yourself. Bye for now. See you again soon. Love you all.